What's up? What's happening, folks? Welcome back to the channel, Sports, Life, and Politics TV. I'm Samuel Koppel, YouTube's #1 couch detective, and I'm here for the news. And here recently, there was a clip that was released at a police body cam of a man in South Carolina in his truck, where his mom called the police for a welfare check, saying that the man was possibly about to commit suicide. And when the police pulled up, it's hard to see inside of the truck, but the police said they felt threatened by the man in the truck, and they opened up fire. Now, there's a lot of cases like this where it's tough to figure out, and you can see kind of both sides of the story. You can get a little understanding on one side, but then on the other side, you can say, well, kind of understand what they're saying too. This is one of those cases. Let's take a look at the clip. Now, those police officers, from the times they said, "Let me see your hands," to the time they start shooting, couldn't have been no more than 2 seconds. And that was his mother that was outside of the window. The police showed complete disregard for her. Now, you might say they're trained and they're able to shoot, but bullets travel in funny ways sometimes. Could have easily popped out one side and hit that woman and killed that lady. And they would have been held liable for that. Now, how in the hell they were able to fire that many shots and not kill this man was a modern day miracle.
County Sheriff's Office facing a lawsuit.
Let's take a look again.
The York County Sheriff's Office facing a lawsuit. Attorneys for Trevor Mullinex say deputies were negligent and malicious in how they handled an interaction with him in 2021.
Almost 50 shots, including to the back of somebody's head.
I don't mean to, I know this is a serious case, but the man did survive, but this motherfucker got a hell of a Jerry curl on him. Gee, I ain't seen a Jerry curl like that since '86 on the Crips. My God, he got a curl on him.
That person's not a threat.
And he shook it.
Was considering suicide when law enforcement was called to help.
And that's the man right there. Hey, how in God's name that man survived that, I'll never know. But he need to go play the lotto, the slot machines. He need to go do, he got to be the luckiest man on the planet.
Attorneys say his mother, Tammy Beeson, was standing by the car consoling him when officers opened fire, shooting Mullinex 9 times. He survived.
But all we wanted was to get some help for my son. Never in my life have I ever imagined that I would be put in danger by someone on the law enforcement.
In dispatch audio and body camera footage shared by Mullinex's attorneys, you can hear investigators ask about warrants he had before the shots rang out.
York PD was looking for Trevor Mullinex last night.
They're saying that burglary first and malicious injury.
Video shows when they arrived at the scene, officers tell someone at the home.
He's got to go to jail.
But attorneys say those charges were later dropped.
They took he's got warrants, and overlooked the fact that this initially was a welfare check from his cousin that said, we're just trying to get some help from our buddy.
In a statement to WCNC Charlotte, the sheriff's office stood by their actions, saying in part, quote, Mr. Mullinex chose to put these men in danger by pulling a shotgun. These deputies responded appropriately to the threat as they were trained to do.
Let me say this. In a lot of these rural areas, there's a lot of drug usage now. A lot of methamphetamines, a lot of opioids. The rural areas started to die when the major, like the old school factories and old school, cold jobs and all that shit. Once all that shit started to leave these rural areas, it's like they just left behind a warehouse full of methamphetamines and opioids. Now, I know that's not exactly what happened, but most definitely in a lot of these rural areas, it's just a bunch of drug use. And the police is out there, as you can see, they don't give a damn no more a lot of times in these rural areas because they're dealing with a lot of drug addicts and a lot of drug use. And as you can see, they said they was trying to get some help for their son. Now, sometimes people have psychological breaks where they just break down. But then sometimes, it's the drugs. A lot of methamphetamines out here, y'all. A lot of methamphetamines in these rural areas.
And Mr. Mullinex made different choices that day. Deputies would not have been required to use force. But attorneys say Mullinex planned to use the gun on himself and only wanted support. With Mullinex adding he hopes the suit helps others facing emotional challenges.
If it helps even one single person in this world to not have to go through what me and my family have, I'm okay with it.
And he said what him and his family had to go through. He kind of put himself through that too. It wasn't just the police. He's in there with a shotgun and all that shit. When the police pull up, man, because so many officers get shot nowadays, and it's, and the police feel like it's a war on them, and they feel like, they're unjustly targeted. And sometimes that might be the case, and sometimes the police be overreacting and doing shit they ain't got no business doing sometimes too. It's a two-way street out here. But I do understand the police, you lift that shotgun, hey man, that could be your ass. But by God, they didn't care nothing about that mama standing right there. Nothing at all. They just unleashed a hell of bullets. And for him to have survived, man, he's lucky as hell. But, I just want to go over that clip. This has been Sports Life and Politics TV. I'm Samuel Koppel, YouTube's #1 couch detective. Hit that like. Hit that subscribe. I just took your ass. That man took 100 shots and survived ride. Peace.